What up, MetaZoo Maniacs? So today is May 25th, 2024, and we're going to go back in time to 2021 when MetaZoo was at its absolute craziest FOMO. Like, these prices, you wouldn't believe it unless you saw it, and these are confirmed sales that I tracked down, and they're going to blow your mind. So let's jump right into it. November 21st, 2021, we got Chaos Crystal, just first edition, not Kickstarter, PSA 9 only, for 300 bucks. Here we have a Mothman, first edition, full hollow, not Kickstarter, PSA 10, in auction, selling for $1,269.69. Rudy Giggity. Like, that is crazy. And these are sale prices. Like, this is, and they're not paying in yen or rupees or pesos. This is American dollars. Here we have the Loveland Mailman promo, PSA 10, $510, 21 bids. To get that card, you had to buy 4 first anniversary MetaZoo cards on the marketplace that were $5 each, so spend 20 bucks, and you would get this card free. And whoa, this is gonna blow your mind. Bigfoot, full hollow, first edition, not Kickstarter, $860 American, 42 bids. This is one that was a population 2. I mean, November 21st, 2021. Whoever sold this might be the most expensive I've ever seen. And this is just first edition. This same card is going to be in my next eBay video, I guarantee. American sold for about, I think, $15, $20 American for a full hollow PSA 10 first edition Bigfoot. But back less than 3 years ago, it was selling for $860. I mean, this is crazy. Reverse hollow Jersey Devil, Kickstarter DSG9, and it's got an autograph on it, I guess. It's got some doodles. $520. That's bananas. November 4th, 2021. This just makes me shake my head. I mean, this card sells for so cheap now. Kickstarter, Power Up Red. I mean, yes, it's got a little doodle and autograph on it. DSG 9, so I mean, it would be no better than a PSA 9. $978 American in auction. Now, the reason why you're going to see a few of these cards being graded by DSG, this is back when PSA was charging $150 a card because they were so backed up. So a lot of people are sending to other grading companies. Here we have 2 sample cards, Fire Elemental and Kushtaka. Mike Waddell autographed them as well. And they're not even graded. I believe they're just authenticated with the Mike Waddell autograph. $3,379 for both of these. Here we have a Mothman, first edition, full hollow DSG 10, $465. Here we have a Kickstarter Babe the Blue Ox, full hollow DSG 10, $438.99. That's crazy. That'll give us some perspective. I know we already looked at this one. This is a first edition, full hollow Bigfoot, PSA 10, sold for $860 American. Now, to give perspective, I bought maybe like 2-3 months ago a Kickstarter Bigfoot full hollow PSA 10 for $95 American, and that's Kickstarter. This is only first edition that you're looking at. Even Top Series Zero boxes, when they came out, they sold out and they crashed the Topps website. They were selling for $50 a box, and people were buying them off Topps if you were able to. And they would list them on eBay, confirmed pre-order, confirmed pre-sale. But they don't even have the box yet, and people were still buying them on the secondary market for more than double. And here's some auctions from November 14th for one box, $84, $86. And these are just pre-release sales. Like, they don't even have the product yet, and they're already flipping them. They bought them for $50 on the Topps website, and they're flipping them on eBay for 85 bucks. Oh my goodness. Red ink selling for $9,100 in auction. And if you didn't notice it already, that's only for a PSA 8. That's not even a PSA 10. Meanwhile, in May of 2024, a PSA 10 red ink sold for $1,000 or about $1,500. So, and that's a PSA 10. This is a PSA 8, and it's sold for $9,100 on November 17th, 2021. Shoot, back on November 17th, 2021, you could sell a Silver Bullet first edition, not even Kickstarter, just a raw Silver Bullet from first edition box for $50 in auction. Here we have a raw full hollow Mothman first edition, $445. Or buy it now, full hollow, you know, only first edition, not Kickstarter, Mothman, $524.95. Yeah, this was a pretty normal day in 2021 in MetaZoo towards around in November. I mean, this is just a first edition box, not Kickstarter. First edition Crypto Nation booster box, $830 in auction with 2 days left, 25 bids. $830 American it's up to already. Well, we saw the PSA 8 red ink sell for $9,100. Here's a PSA 10 red ink in auction with 3 hours to go that was already up to $12,800. Here's another example of how hot full hollow Mothman, just first edition, was back then. I mean, PSA 9 already up to $305 in auction with 3 days left. It's a PSA 9 full hollow Mothman. Nowadays, you can maybe get 30-40 bucks for that. I mean, it's crazy. I'm sure we all know how much Nightfall spellbooks suck. I mean, they don't have any full hollows. I mean, you'll be very, very lucky if you even get one. Yeah, pre-order. Buy it now. $110 for just one Nightfall spellbook. This is gonna freak you out. So you know when you open up a Nightfall box, you can get like a non-hollow Mothman that no one even sells on eBay because it'd be worth like 25 cents. Yeah, back on October 10th, 2021, buy it now. Non-hollow, so it's not reverse hollow or full hollow, it's a non-hollow Mothman for $55. That's how hot this was back then. And you think that non-hollow Mothman was crazy? Check this insanity out. It's a reverse hollow Mothman, raw, not graded, in auction with 3 days left, already up to $130 American. Like, that is insane. I was around back then and I understand this was normal, but even looking at this while I make this video, it is blowing my mind. Even though I was around during these days, it's easy to forget how insane the prices were. Here we have the insanity, the FOMO of Nightfall. Buy it now, $550 American for one Nightfall booster box. October 11th, 2021. Here's another reason why myself and Escaped Alien are so happy to have our PSA 10 collection of all the Rudy promo cards. Back in the day, October 11th, 2021, in auction, Rudy's very first promo card from MetaZoo, Alpha Investment Sasquatch, PSA 10 sold for $1,580 in auction. Here's an everyday listing on Channel Fireball. First edition booster box, not Kickstarter, $840. Add it to your cart. And after you add that to your cart, pick up a Nightfall booster box for $365 and a Nightfall spellbook for $100. Oh wait, you want a first edition spellbook and it's not Kickstarter, it's just a regular first edition. $250 more, please. This price is very real because I bought these for $25 a piece before. $21 on Channel Fireball for one blister pack of Nightfall. Wow, this is completely insane. And this was real. $1,100. Buy it now for Kickstarter Sam Sinclair PSA 9. If you want the PSA 10 back on October 11th, 2021, you're paying $2,341.16 in auction. 16 bids. Literally on May 25th, 2024, there's a Sam Sinclair that sold for about the exact same one. Sam Sinclair Kickstarter PSA 10 sold for about $100 American. I mean, check this out. We have reverse hollow first edition Chaos Crystal, so not Kickstarter, just, you know, regular first edition reverse hollow Chaos Crystals. A buy it now sold for $95 American, and another one sold for $83, another one for $85. Here we have a Mothman full hollow, not Kickstarter, just first edition, PSA 10, in auction, already up to over $1,000. Here we have a sample Piazza Bird, PSA 9, in auction, already up to $1,775. Here's a confirmed sale of how insane this used to be. $2,600 in auction. Kickstarter full hollow Chaos Crystal. Nowadays, this was back on October 11th, 2021. Nowadays, these sell for maybe $100, maybe just over $100 American. I don't know if I'm looking at this wrong, but I mean, I know I'm not. This is a confirmed sale. $1,500. It's not even Kickstarter. This is regular first edition reverse hollow Mothman PSA 10. Sold for $1,500. Here we have another Rudy Alpha Investment promo PSA 10. Sold for $1,225. And yeah, on October 2nd, 2021, full hollow Mothman PSA 10 first edition, not Kickstarter, just first edition, in auction, sold for $1,700. So if you ever doubt Nick Strength and Pokemon's story where he sold a first edition full hollow Mothman for $2,000, this is the proof that these cards were selling in that range. And if that Mothman wasn't crazy enough, look at this bad boy. Silver Bullet Kickstarter PSA 10, $1,432.51 in auction. And then we have a Growth Kickstarter PSA 10 in auction. It's Growth, $1,400. October 2nd, 2021. Man, October 2nd had some crazy sales. Even a PSA 9 Jersey Devil full hollow Kickstarter, it's only PSA 9, sold for $521 in auction. And also on October 2nd, 2021, Piazza Bird full hollow PSA 10 Kickstarter in auction, 58 bids, $1,555.17. So you know when you open up a box of Kryptonation, you know, just first edition, and you open up the box top, you're hoping to get red ink, oh, you get like a Forest Aura or something else? Well, back in September 21st, 2021, you could have sold 4 box toppers that you didn't want for $215.50 in auction. Here's another full hollow Mothman, only first edition, not Kickstarter, in auction, PSA 10, already up to $1,400. This is back on October 10th, 2021. $1,400, and that's in auction. Here we have a confirmed sale of Piazza Bird sample card, PSA 9, $3,600. And here's another PSA 8 red ink. Maybe it's the same one, I don't know, but sold in auction for $11,000, and that's only a PSA 8 red ink. Here we have the first edition comic book for MetaZoo. Yeah, $515 in auction, $510. Now here's an interesting auction. It's for a Kickstarter booster box, sold in auction for $2,241. But the important part is the date. I believe that says May 23rd. So about 3 years ago, right now. But you gotta remember, first edition wasn't out yet. Most people didn't even know what MetaZoo was. I didn't know what MetaZoo was until about the end of July, beginning of August, when Nick Strength and Pokemon showed it on his channel. But first edition came out, I believe, at the end of July. Yeah, so early August. Because I believe the first product they opened up for first edition Kryptonation was August 9th, 2021. So this is May 2021. Most people didn't know what MetaZoo was yet. And these boxes were originally $50 as a Kickstarter price. And they were just starting to skyrocket at this point. And here's some more. April 26th, it looks like. May 14th. Maybe May 1st. Yeah, all Kickstarter booster boxes selling for well over $2,000. Which was pretty crazy because not many months before this, they were sold in the Kickstarter for $50 a box. Now this is totally nuts. These are Chaos Crystals, but they're non-hollow, and you only get the non-hollow Chaos Crystal from the theme decks. So there's 500 of each Kickstarter theme deck made, and each one has a different like symbol on the bottom depending on which theme deck you got it from. But you were guaranteed to get these cards in the theme decks. I mean, it's a theme deck, you're going to get these cards. Yeah, and they were selling the Chaos Crystals out of the theme decks for $61, $72, $86 in auction. Chaos Crystal was considered the second best hit behind Mothman when MetaZoo first came out. Even here, reverse hollow Kickstarter Chaos Crystal, I mean raw, not graded or anything, $305 in auction and $364 in auction. Here we have a Rudy promo, and this is just when you get it straight from when you buy, you know, the whatever Rudy's bundles were. The promo card was selling raw for $660 all day, every day. I'll never forget when I bought mine for $203 and graded it as a PSA 10. Just knowing how expensive they used to be raw, and then down here you could see, graded as a PSA 10, it would sell for double. Even Top Series Zero Mothman. Like, I draw on some of these sometimes just for fun, because they're not really worth anything anymore. But back in December of 2021, buy it now. You could buy these Mothman for $55 American each. You could probably sell them for even more than $55 American each. I'm sure there was a best offer accepted, but I mean, even Bigfoot, these first sighting cards were unbelievably expensive back in the day. $750 just for the Bigfoot one. I couldn't find a listing for, like, an old listing for Mothman, but I do know a guy up in Canada, in Calgary, that pulled one, and he sold it for $5,000 Canadian. So, and that was raw for the Mothman first sighting. Hey, November 15, 2021, you want one Kickstarter pack, Hodag pack artwork in auction would sell for $222.50. Shoot, even Joint Snake, just reverse hollow Kickstarter, buy it now, $50. You want a reverse hollow Enfield Monster or Snow Wasset? Well, $50 and $65 sold back on November 14, 2021. How about a Raw Growth Kickstarter in auction, sold for $324. Back on November 14, 2021, $83 for a Kickstarter Reverse Hollow Chibi Mothman. Kickstarter Full Hollow Piazza Bird PSA 9, $455 in auction. Here we have a Piazza Bird sample, PSA 9, in auction, sold for $2,500. Piazza Bird PSA 9 sample with Poncho's autograph on it. And it's not even certified. It's just, he just autographed the outside of the case. Like, let's zoom in a little here. See, it's not authenticated or anything. This case is just saying that it's a mint 9. And he just autographed the case afterwards. I mean, how crazy is that? It sold for $3,750. Here we have some Nightfall booster boxes selling in auction back in January of 2022. So 232, 215, 222. Here we have a Kickstarter spellbook, January 18th, 2022. So remember, this is like less than 2.5 years ago. This is crazy. Kickstarter spellbook in auction. I mean, I guess there are some other promo medals here that aren't worth that much anymore anyways, but $2,649. Kickstarter spellbook with a few little promos. Here we have a first edition booster box. Not Kickstarter, just first edition. $880 American, back on January 17, 2022. So Quetzalcoatlus, first edition PSA 10, January 7, 2022, sold in auction for $286. Paul Bunyan sample, is it graded? Who's it graded by? MGC 8.5. What is MGC? Nonetheless, $1,035 in auction. Giant Space Brains, not even graded, just raw sample card, $930. And Fresno Nightcrawlers, $1,000 on the dot. Also back on January 17th in the Probstein auctions, just a raw Chaos Crystal sample card, $2,662. Here we have old Saybrook Blockheads, $1,025, raw sample card. Aura Generator, $1,025. Crawfordsville Monster, $960 for the sample card. I'm surprised this didn't sell for more, but Flatwoods Monster sample card, raw, $960. And I know UFO sample card recently as a PSA 9 sold in the $300 range, I believe. Yeah, but back in January 17, 2022, raw, it sold for $1,725. And if you made it this far in the video, you are going to be rewarded. Mothman sample card, October 18th, 2021. 97 bids, sold for $38,100. And it's raw. It's just sitting on someone's notebook. So, $38,000. Now I believe there's one sitting on eBay for like $4,000 or $5,000, $6,000. And it's graded already, and no one's even touching it. But yeah, less than 3 years ago, raw, sitting in a notebook, $38,000 American. So I hope you enjoyed this video of these crazy old, I guess, nostalgic prices of MetaZoo, of eBay sales. I mean, there's a ton of other ones out there, I just can't find them. It's pretty hard to find some of these old auctions. There was one that I found, I don't know what I did with it, where the screenshot went, but it was a Chaos Crystal sample that sold for $4,100. This auction right here, this full hollow Bigfoot first edition, I mean, it's not even Kickstarter, PSA 10, sold for $860. I think this auction surprises me the most, considering the fact that now you could buy a full hollow Kickstarter Bigfoot for, well, at least I did, under $100. I bought one for 95 bucks. But which auctions in this whole video, like, what blew your mind the most out of everything you just witnessed? I mean, obviously there's a ton of other sales that happened back then that might be even crazier, like, you know, Kickstarter booster boxes selling for $10,000 and who knows what else. But based on what I could find, what blew your mind the most? And actually, you know what, even if it wasn't in this video, what do you remember from back in the day of MetaZoo? And I shouldn't say back in the day, it was 2.5 years ago. What blew your mind the most that you remember? Yeah, comment below, tell me your stories, and we'll see you in the next video.
Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword and said, "By the power of Grayskull!"